Hi friends, welcome back to AWS Provisioning using Ansible course video series presented by Narendra. Friends, in this video, we are going to discuss about launch EC2 instances with required security groups and tags using Ansible. So I want to launch some instances, maybe one instance or some 10 or 100 or 20, something, whatever it may be, count is your wish. So if you want to launch EC2 instances with required security groups and tags, so we know that tags just to identify your instances. This instance is for suppose DB, this instance is for suppose some web server, something like, right? So now here we are going to launch EC2 instances, right, using Ansible. And while launching, you can attach some security group and you can create some tags. So how you can do this? So guys, we know that if you want to work with Ansible, right, for each and every task, you need to use one module, right? So there are different modules. Based on your requirement, you have to select your module, right? So before going to start this playbook, right, let me go with your official website. Let me check, otherwise let me search Ansible modules for AWS, right? Just to go with your cloud modules and see here you're having different modules. All these modules are for your AWS only, right? So based on your requirement, you have to select which module you have to use. Suppose now we are going to create an instance. So now you have to use EC2 module, right? This module you have to use for creation of your EC2 or terminate or start or stop, right? So for all these things, you have to use this instance, right? Just click on this and see that at the bottom right, you have some simple example playbooks. See now what I'm doing is just I'm going to connect with my server localhost. This is, so from here I want to work with Ansible and how to work with your AWS using Ansible, right? So for that you need to do some setup. In our previous video we have been done that setup, right? If you want to know about how to set up your AWS, your Ansible for your AWS, just to see our previous video, and also I'm going to provide that link on the below of this video. Just go through that first. Fine. Now in last class, right, we have created AWS Cloud directory. So here we done some setup. Now I am going to use same setup here. Now I am going to launch EC2 instance with security groups and tags. So I'm going to give some name for your playbook. Create EC2 instance with security groups and tags.ml. So guys, just assume that you are going to create some instance, or you are going to create number of instances, whatever it may be. To launch, to create your instance, you need EC2 module, right? And one more thing you have to remember, that you are going to work with your AWS using Ansible. That's why here you no need of any nodes. You should have only Ansible controller on any one of your local hosts from where you want to work with your AWS. So now this is our local host. From here I want to work with our AWS using Ansible. Okay, let me start my playbook. So just simply I'm going to give name for this play. So this play is used to create or launch EC2 instance or instances, that is your wish, using security groups, right, and with required tags. Fine. So guys, you need for each and every playbook at least one host, but actually we no need of any host, but playbook needs one host. So that's why I'm taking simply local host. So this is standard syntax you need to follow for your playbooks, right? And I'm going to take connection local, right? And I don't want to get facts, gather facts. because I'm not working with our server. I want to work with AWS Cloud. That's why I don't need to get any facts about your local host. So if you make this as a false, you will save some time, right? Otherwise your playbook, your Ansible will look, it will fetch facts about your local host, right? Fine. Now I'm going to write tasks. So what is the task you need? Actually, you need to write, let me give some name for that. So creating EC2 instance, right? So now, just now we have seen in official website, to create your EC2 instance, you need EC2 module, right? Let me take it, EC2. Guys, to work with your AWS using Ansible, you need to do some setup, right? I mean, you have to provide your credentials. I already provided my credentials of my AWS account, right? That setup we have seen in previous video. Fine. Now I want to create instance. Suppose type, I'm going to give type as, suppose let me take t1 dot micro, right? And I need image ID, right? So I'm going to provide image ID. So I want to take this image ID from your AWS console based on your region, in which region you are going to launch your instance. So I'm going to create my instance in US East 1. So I'm going to get from here AMI ID. Let me take image ID. So this is the image ID I'm going to take, right? Just use this. Fine. Just now we have given your image ID. Now how many instances you want to launch with this t1.micro using this image ID, right? So I want to launch as of now, suppose count 1, right? By default count 1. If you don't provide count value, by default it is 1 only, right? See, you should use some keys for your EC2 instance while launching, right? So I'm going to use key name as, already have this key in my AWS US East 1 region. So if you don't have key, what will happen? Those things we will see while going forward. Ansible key, right? So after that, just provide region name, in which region you are going to launch. So guys, based on this region, you have to select your key name and image ID, right? So actually I want to launch in US East 1, right? So my playbook has to wait up to successfully up and running of my launching EC2 instance. That's why I'm going to provide wait yes. Just to see, by removing this wait yes option, so that you can observe the difference. What will happen if I place wait, and what will happen if I don't place wait in my playbook, right? Fine. Now guys, to provide your security groups, you can follow different ways. Suppose if you know security group name, you have to take group as the argument. Suppose if you know your security group ID, then you have to take group ID, right? So as of now, first let me take with name, security group name. So I'm going to take my security group name as, let me get my security group. Security groups, just go here and see, I'm having different security groups. So I have one of the security group name as do with Python. Let me take it, right? Fine. I have given my security group. Guys, now I need to create tags for my instance, right? So guys, as of now we are not using group ID. We will see that in this video only. Now I want to provide instance tags. So what is the tag you want to create? So guys, suppose by default name tag key is there, name key, right? So with that I'm going to create, suppose this is test server, right? Suppose I want to create one more tag, and I want to take environment. Suppose I'm going to take this as dev environment, right? Yeah, fine. Otherwise I will take some, yeah, no problem, any tags based on your requirement. You have to take your tags, right? So I have taken these two tags. This is not, I mean, you can provide any number of tags, that is your wish, right? Fine. That's it. Now this is a very simple playbook to create your EC2 instance with your required security group and required tags, right? First, let me run this and see the output. So guys, as of now, see here, we don't, sorry, not here. Let me go with my instances page. So here we have two instances with name key as node1 Ansible controller, right? Now I'm going to run this playbook. So before going to run this playbook, so I'm going to check it. So I'm going to check syntax check. Okay, localhost spell mistake. Fine. Now check it. Everything is fine. Now I'm going to run my playbook. Right? See, I used somewhere wait yes, and because of that, now your playbook will wait up to successfully launching of your EC2 instance. Yeah, somewhere again. INSTANC. Sorry, here mistake. Right. So guys, syntax check is just for syntax check, right? While running, in case if you provided any spell mistake, that you can get here while running. See, now your playbook is waiting. So meanwhile, just go and see in your console, refresh it and see the output. See, there is a new instance is coming up. Once it is successfully running, then your playbook will stop here. So up to that, your playbook will wait. So that is the meaning for wait yes in your playbook, right? Okay, we'll wait up to that. Let me refresh it. Yeah, now it is running and created test, right? Name as test. You have one more key. Just select it and see tags. See environment dev I have given. So these, and observe that your playbook has been stopped because successfully your instance is up and running. So that is the useful by placing wait as yes in your playbooks. Fine. So guys, once again I want to show your playbook, right? So guys, here you need to understand that you provided a group as do with Python, right? So instead of group security group name, I want to use security group ID. First, let me take my security group ID, security groups. Let me take this ID. Otherwise I will take suppose default security group. Or let me take same thing. Let me copy this security group ID. Now if you want to provide group ID inside of your playbook, what you have to do is instead of your group, you need to use now argument as or key as group ID, right? See guys, previously we have used do with Python, that is a group name. Now I want to use group ID. So if you want to use group ID, what you have to do is simply group ID, just provide your ID name. That's it, right? See, now let me change tags so that you can understand. So I'm going to give tag name as suppose now here AWS Instance. That's it. Now let me save this and run it. I'm going to run it. See, once again it is done. Then only your playbook will stop. Now just go and refresh your instances and see that your new instance is coming up. So once it is successfully running, right, you will get your tag name as well, because after wait you have mentioned your tag name, right? Okay, it has been done. Let me refresh it. Now it is running and tag name is AWS Instance. And if you go with that security groups, do with Python only, right? So whether you are going to provide security group name or ID, both will give same action. But sometimes guys, you need to provide multiple security groups for your EC2 instance. Then how you can provide multiple security groups for your instances, right? Let me do one thing. First, I want to terminate these two. Let me terminate all these three. Fine. Now what I am saying is, so as of now you have given your security group or ID as one security group, right? This one or this one, but I need to provide, suppose, multiple security groups or multiple security group IDs while launching my EC2 instance. Now you can provide this in two ways. One is as a list, I mean Python list. You can do in this way. See, one security group ID I am providing. Guys, same thing you can do with names for your group option also, right? Let me take one more security group ID. Now I'm going to suppose launch wizard one security group, right? Just copy this ID, come here and paste it, right? Now group ID, not single security group. I want to provide, suppose, multiple. In this way you can provide comma, then second ID, third ID, fourth ID. You can provide any number of security group IDs while launching your EC2 instances in this way, right? Okay, see, now you don't have any EC2 instances other than my controller, right? That is actually my local host. Just observe that remaining all are terminated. Now let me run our playbook and see the difference. So why we are running this? We are running this by providing security group IDs as multiple security group IDs. Yes, you can provide it. Creating EC2 instance. Yes, it is waiting. Now refresh it. New instance is coming up. Yes, this one. Okay. Once it is done, then we'll go and refresh it and we'll see. We have to wait. So up to. So guys, you can also give some wait timeout, but that is not a good practice, right? Yeah, done. Just refresh it. Okay, AWS EC2 instance initializing. Just to go and see your security groups. Now you're having launch wizard one and one more security group. Let me show you by expanding this. Do with Python, because these two we have provided IDs. We provided IDs, not names. But by default, your AWS knows that what is group name related with IDs, right? Or ID name related with your groups. So that's why it is giving group names. So we provided two security groups, so that your playbook is creating a instance with required security groups. Guys, last thing you have to understand here, you can also provide, instead of providing your group IDs, I mean as a list of Python, you can also provide as a sequence of your AML. That is, suppose first one I can write this, then second one I can write this. That's it. So just to understand, I'm going to change tag, suppose here prod name. I'm going to take, suppose this as, let me take something, any tag. So I want to take this as, suppose, node, new node I am taking. Right, let me run this. So now you don't have any new node instance here, right? Let me go with your instances before running your playbook. Let me terminate this instance as well. Of course, you can also write your playbook to terminate your EC2 instance, right? We will see that in next video. One second. Yeah, I want to terminate this. Fine, terminated, right? Now go here and run this playbook. So why we are running this? Just we are using different syntax to provide multiple security group. Instead of Python list, we are using AML sequence. You can use both. Now see here, refresh it, new instance is coming up. Yes, right? Once this playbook is done, your tags will create here. Yes, done. Refresh it and see that, right? What is that? New node. This is the instance just now we launch using your playbook, right? Okay, so guys, this is the way how you can do your required thing using this EC2 module. Okay guys, thank you for watching this video. Just do subscribe my channel so that you will get updates whenever you post some new videos. If you like this, just give your thumbs up on the below of this video and also share with your friends. Bye.